Would you like to get more sales consultations for your business so that you can help more people, so that you can earn a little bit more money and own the business of your dreams? So guys, I'm going to cover a little story for you today on how I was able to sell my gyms and then able to increase the amount of bookings that we get for our business up to 40 bookings per week without any paid ads. Now, initially when this happens, guys, it was actually the most scary time of my life. So I was sold gyms, actually sold 3 of them. They were doing about $2.5 million a year in annual revenue. And we were like pretty safe, we were pretty financially secure. And obviously I got that payout from the gyms, which was really, really cool. But I knew that over like a period of time, if I didn't increase the amount of revenue that I could get, I actually would eventually go broke. And it was a really, really scary time for me. But I think sometimes when you're looking to innovate, when you're looking to really push the boundaries for yourself, being able to have that like deep internal pain of going, hey, I really need to achieve X, because if not, this is what happens, really creates a good form of innovation within you as a business owner. And then also as well gives you that ability to work extra hard, because you do have to work hard when you're starting your initial business and growing it. But how we're actually able to build up into 40 bookings per week was actually just a series of processes. So look, the first one is you have to develop skills in what you're really world class at. So what would people actually pay you money, right, so that you could teach them a certain skill? So obviously I was pretty lucky being able to build the gyms, as I had skills in being able to generate leads, sales, and scale a fitness business. But that's something that I had to develop over time. So you initially want to identify, what are you really world class at? What can you market to the market so that you can change lives? Then once you've got that, then you want to identify your niche, right? So you've got your skills. Let's say you're really skilled at helping someone lose 5 kilos or more. Then you want to identify who do you want to target within your marketing. So sometimes if you have a local bricks and mortar facility, it'll be just like localized marketing, which is really cool, makes things a bit easier. But if you have an online business, you have to go a little bit deeper in terms of your niche, because you can't just run an online business and say that you help everyone, right? You might decide that you want to help professional males over the age of 40 years old who want to lose 5 kilos or more while still being a great father, right? You want to start to niche that down a little bit. Couple of things that go wrong though for fitness businesses, because I know you guys will be watching, is one is a bricks and mortar facility usually goes too niche and goes too deep, and it cuts down their audience of like 50,000 people down to like 5,000. There's just not enough people to grow. And if you run an online only fitness business, the main issue that people have is that they actually don't define their niche well enough, so they're way too broad. So you just got to know the differences between a face-to-face business and then also an online business, guys. Now, once you've got that, right, you've got your skills, you've got your niche, then you want to decide what platforms you want to start marketing on. I always recommend guys starting on Instagram and Facebook, because you're able to repurpose a lot of content before going on to others. But when you're looking to get more bookings without ads, and if you do want to get up to the 40 bookings per week or maybe a little bit higher, because I'm sure if you guys continue to innovate this, it could go absolutely ballistic because you're very talented, is you're really looking at 3 things in terms of your Instagram and Facebook. So the first one is that your friends or followers are growing. And we did that quite simply just by adding people within our niche from localized groups on Facebook and then just following accounts initially on Instagram. You'll be able to grow your friendship and followers by about 100 to 200 per week, maybe a little bit more. And what that's doing is giving people new eyeballs on your content, right? Giving you new people to chat to. Because once you start to have this process like automated, which is very simple to get new friends and new followers, then you want to create content that actually helps people, that actually moves them forward. And a really good quote that I want you to take home with you is, make your free content better than their paid programs. And if you come into it as a place of love like that, I have absolutely no doubt that your content is going to be better than 99% of other people creating content on social media. But there's a couple of pieces of content that really help you drive these bookings and drive these sales for your business, because I know that's what you want. The first one is you want to have a little bit of connection in that, right? Share things about your life. Maybe you've got pets, maybe you've dealt with injuries, maybe you're married, maybe you're an amazing mom, maybe you're an amazing dad, right? You want to like sprinkle a little bit of connection based content in, because people buy off people they like. Now, it's not going to be the main pillars of your content, only be like 1 or 2 pieces a week or a fortnight, but you want to make sure that you're connecting with your audience by sharing your story. Now, the main pieces of content that are going to drive sales is number 1, testimonial, social proof. People don't believe that you're really great at what you do. Now, you've got 2 options. 1, you can use your own testimonial, or 2, if you have a lot of them, which I hope you do, would be testimonials from your clients. And you want to make sure that you're adding that into your social media content planner each week. Then you want to give people results in advance. Okay, so that's videos a little bit like this one, where people will be able to watch them, right? Be able to take action and move forward on their goals. Right? You want to make sure that that is a big pillar of your content, where you're actually making your content really, really helpful. As a rough rule of thumb, if someone had to pay you, say, $100 a week to be your friend on Facebook or to be your follower on Instagram, if you're running it through that kind of thought process when you're making your content, that go, hey, this person's paying me $100 to see this content, you'll make your content a lot better and a lot more powerful. And the next type of piece of content that works really, really well is what we call a 2-step post, or a raise your hand post. And that's where you will create like a really amazing resource. And what you will do is you'll start to post about it to get people to raise their hand or comment below if they're interested, because that helps you spark up a lot of conversations. And then the final post that you can use is actually just behind the scene. You can share with them the work that you're doing with your business, how that you help the clients that you're actually servicing, new things that you're building, and get people to have a look under the hood of your company and really, really be able to share the work behind the scenes. And those type of posts work incredibly well. I can't give you the exact posting cadence that's going to work well for you. The idea that marketers will always give you is you've got to test and measure, right? Continue to test your post to find out what really, really works for you. And then you just want to make sure, guys, within your story content and your strategy of Instagram and Facebook stories, that you're posting a minimum of 3 stories per day. They say now that you should be posting 8 to 10, but look, if you're not posting 1 at the moment, getting you up to that 3 a day that's like really, really targeted, and then you can continue on, will help you get a lot of conversations based off your content. So in your stories, you want to give 1 call to action every day so people can start to work with you and they can send you a message if they're interested, 1 testimonial, and 1 piece of content that actually helps them that day. So you can use photos, you can use videos, you can use text, right? Just cover those 3. And then every other post that you'll do, if you want to do more, would be around like what you do each day, more connection, the actual work that you're doing, behind the scenes stuff that goes into the building of your program or the building of your business. It really showcases your community. And then the final piece of the triangle, so at the bottom now, guys, is actually going to be your messaging. I want you to think of your messaging as a basic 6-step flow where people are befriending you or following you. They're starting to watch and consume your content, where you're able to continue the conversation with them to find out if they have a pain point to potentially get them in for a booking. Now, one of the things that you really want to do is to make sure you introduce yourself to everyone who has befriended you or followed you on social media. So just a basic intro message. And it could be as simple as saying, hey Jimmy, thank you so much for connecting here on Facebook. I hope you get some value from my post. Where are you from, right? You can just start to continue that conversation. When you're running through your messenger script, right, to be able to build rapport, make sure you find a pain point if they have one, and then build a gap to get them on a booking, is there's a basic template and flow that you want to run through. Now, if you actually want this script, guys, feel free to leave a comment below saying script, and I'd love to send it over to you. And if you have got a bit of value so far, I'd really love if you give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I am trying to grow my YouTube channel. It's just something that I'm starting, so I'd be really appreciative of it. But in your messaging, guys, you want to make sure you have the script, right? I'll give it to you in a moment. But what you want to make sure that you're doing is that you're starting that 10, 20, 30 conversations every day. And usually people get stuck with the amount of conversations that they can make on social media. But here's a couple of easy tips that you can use to create more conversations as of, this afternoon, tomorrow, whenever you're watching this. So firstly, messaging everyone who friends you or follows you initially is going to help create that conversation with people who are just engaging in your content. People who view your social media stories, which we talked about a couple of minutes ago, and then people who engage in your post, people who are liking and commenting. Then you can also continue up with the old conversations, and that's what real sales experts do, where they'll be able to continue the conversation over a 30, 60, 90, 128 day period to get people to book in for the consultations. Now, where most people go wrong, even when the script, I know you would have commented below, but even with the script that I give you, is they go into it just wanting to get that booking, just want to jump on that sales call with someone. When you actually have to be nice and patient and realize that you're dealing with a human behind that keyboard, or maybe they're typing with their fingers. Go nice and slow with your content, be nice and patient, so that way what you can do is to build through to understand their goals, to understand their pain points, to understand why it's important for them to reach that goal. And then what you'll be able to do is, if it makes sense for both parties, is offer assistance to jump on a call where potentially you'll be able to become their new coach or their new mentor in whatever they're wanting to achieve. So guys, I hope you got a little bit of value from today, just sharing a little bit about my story on how we're able to go from 0 bookings all the way up to 40 or more per week, using basic marketing strategies, just being really, really consistent. But most importantly, at the start, we weren't using any paid ads. So this type of strategy, this type of consistency will really work well if you're running on a shoestring budget at the start.